surprise, Wednesday at noon. Anyway, it's May 10th, 2017. It will never come again. You know what? Next Wednesday will be the exact same. Anyway, look, yeah, I was thinking about a new angle for this show, okay? And I was watching YouTube, and it looks like there used to be a show on TV back in the 1950s. It was called The Millionaire. Some old rich guy, yeah, all right? He picked a different person every week and decided to give him or her a check for $1 million. He sent some nondescript person, give him a check. Who's it from? Can't tell you, right? So that's the first element, okay, in my new idea for the show. And then I thought about Bill Vick. He calls me every once in a while just to kind of taunt me, right? And he says, hey, I met this guy who's working on his own as a solo third-party recruiter, and he's billing $1 million a year, okay? And, you know, I say, great. That's great, Bill. You know, I know what he's telling me. You're not, okay? So, but anyway, I started thinking, and I put those two things together. And what do you get? You get a recruiting animal show that features guests who can teach you how to bill $1 million a year, right? And I thought to myself, who could do that? And then I thought, okay, I know who. I could ask a good corporate recruiter what he or she would do if they had to set up shop tomorrow as a solo third-party recruiter and bill $1 million in 1 year. Right. So I'm talking about someone, I'll just, fill in that picture, who can source and recruit and isn't afraid to talk to strangers and ask them how much money they're making, someone who can sell the new company, call somebody he's never spoken to before, call them up and say, this is why you should move. This is why you should leave your crappy current job, okay? And come here. And someone who understands the technical stuff so he or she can promote the job at a nitty-gritty, granular level. And anyway, all the good things that go into making a recruiter. You see where I'm going with this? Millionaire. He wants to make you a millionaire. Who am I going to get for the show? And who do you think raises his hand? I'll tell you who. A guy who notified me 5 minutes ago that he might not show up for this show. It's going to be a surprise to me if we actually have a show, right? But listen, don't hang up. Keep listening for another minute to Jerry. Jerry, what show is this? Jerry!
The Recruiting Animal
Thank you, Jerry.
Hey, no problem.
Martin Snyder of PC Recruiter. I want to thank him. He's a sponsor. Nin Tran, I know he's here. Hi, Nin, from Hire Tua. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes. Those are the sponsors of the show.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this or not, but Martin and I are very good friends on Facebook.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I noticed that he posted in his Facebook stuff last month, the month of April, was the very best new customer sales month PC Recruiter has ever had.
Yeah, Maureen told me. Yeah, and
I'm
just
saying. I'm just saying.
Bill
just throw it out there.
Bill Borman said that's the animal effect. I have to thank Bill.
It is.
I don't know if it's, the guest today is Levy Recruits. That's his name on Twitter. I got a quick branding issue for you, Steve. Your Levy Recruits on Twitter. Your Levy Recruits on Facebook. But your LinkedIn page is Stephen M. Levy. I see that inconsistency as bad branding. What's going on?
Let me see. Let me put it in a term that you can understand. I don't give a rat's ass. Move on to the next topic.
Okay. You know what? I like that. If you can't answer something, just move on. Did you happen to hear my introduction?
No, I didn't. I purposely stayed away from that for my health.
Okay, so you don't understand what's going on. Could you
it was
be
something about $1 million
biller?
biller or something, wasn't it?
You're not the first person to say I don't know what's going on.
told you tomorrow that you have to leave your current job and become a solo practitioner recruiter by June 1st, 2018, could you bill $1 million?
No.
Why not?
Hell no.
Why not?
Well, because
he knows everything.
Because I'm not that kind of recruiter. I'm not. If I was on the agency side, maybe I could. On the retained side, probably. But guess what?
No, not probably. Come on. You're not billing $1 million first year out of the gate. No way.
Pardon me.
First year.
First of all, once you hit $350, you're drinking in Grand Cayman.
Yeah,
so
Jerry, that's just three plus retained searches. Come on, man, Jerry.
Okay,
you doing CEOs now? Jack Welch and those guys calling you up? That's cool. I like it.
Do you know how much certain tech searches go for these days? What positions go for?
No, tell us.
Obviously, I don't.
Steve, why don't tell us what the searches are going for? How much are these searches paying? I want to know.
Well, put it this way: you get a really good data science search leader. You're talking a base of 3 to 5 to 6 to 7, depending on the industry, and often higher. Do you know that a quote mid-level machine learning wonk at Google the package is probably between 500 and 600 total?
But back to billing $1 million your first year.
Yeah,
come on, that's a pipe dream. It's never happening.
Steve, could you build?
No, we can't have this show be lying to people, setting false expectations.
No,
it's a flat-out lie, and I won't be a part of it.
So he's already told us people are earning huge fees. Could you place any of those people that you just mentioned? Steve, could you do that?
Yes, and I have.
Okay, so how come you're telling me that you can't be $1 million bill? What about $500,000?
I didn't say I couldn't be. I said I have different needs now.
I'm not talking about needs. I don't talk about needs. I'm talking about ability. If someone said all of New York City is going to get bombed, by next June 1st, unless you bill $1 million, could you do it? $500,000, could you do it? Okay, let's do an ad. And you know what?
No, let me do an ad for Hire Tool since I'm one of their advisors.
Okay, go ahead.
Why don't I do that?
Go ahead.
I love Hire Tool. If you are a sourcer and you are not using Hire Tool, you are like a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest. How's that?
I think that phrase is illegal now. It's
okay.
No,
I got to
tell you, leg shaming. So I'm pointing it out. You can't say that anymore.
And if I was in the market for an ATS or something of that sort, I would call Marty Snyder right up now and say, Marty, give me a demo to PC Recruiter.
Thank you. Okay, but you know what?
Do those count as ads? Or are you still doing it?
Well, kind of. Rich Recruiting, he's listening to the show right now probably. He works with Michael G. Cox. And he posted on Twitter, if you're a recruiter and you're not using Hire Tool, HIRETUAL, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's what he said. He's not getting paid to say that, okay? Now, I'm going to come back to this. Steve, please, I am begging you, just follow me on this. The show's gone in 15 minutes. I just want some substance, okay? Or I will never have you on again, okay? You answer questions.
Yeah, right. You'll never have me on again. Sure, fine. I've heard that before.
Okay.
What's the question?
So you can't bill $1 million. You don't have the ability.
Can we move on to a topic that people care about?
Go ahead. You pick the topic.
No one cares if I bill $1 million.
I want to know what someone has to do to bill $1 million. So I thought, why not you? Why can't you tell us? Because you know everything about recruiting.
Hold it. Animal. He's asking questions he knows that you are in no position to answer. If Levy knew how to bill $1 million, he wouldn't be on this show right now. And let me clarify though. It's not that Levy doesn't know how to. We all know what it would take to bill $1 million. Just few of us do it.
You're saying he doesn't have the ability. Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
Oh Jesus! No,
I'm saying he knows how to do it. You would have to be a freakish maniac working 18 hours a day to bill, even half that. Billing $500,000 in perm placements, man, you're working constantly. You're not at your kid's soccer game. I mean, you're none of that. You are a recruiting machine, and if I wanted to do that, I sure would. Not into it.
I'm getting really frustrated.
You're getting animals. You're getting frustrated.
I'm going to block the two of you.
You're getting
first time ever. Animals blocking his guest on his show. That's a pretty good deal.
You can't make this stuff up.
Hey,
you know what?
Block yourself, animal.
Guys, I'm really, I got to deliver something. I've got Nin Tran. You know what? He can answer questions. I got Cathy Mannis. They can answer questions. They're not going to fight with me every time I say something.
You can ask good questions. You can ask a question that makes sense.
No, you just tell me what you want to talk about then. Is there
I want to say hi to
Katrina.
Katrina.
Okay, you know what, Jerry? One more word, and you're off the show. Okay.
Okay.
I got to tell you.
I'm going to say I'm sorry.
Are you going to answer questions or talk to Jerry? Okay, you make your mind up right now. Make your mind up.
Ooh,
okay?
Jerry, what do you think I should
triangle?
Listen to me.
Okay, fine, I know.
Cut you off?
All right, I'm done.
Okay?
I'm done.
Well, here, I'll lob you some easy questions since you can't handle the hard ones, okay? How do you build rapport on a cold call? And I'll tell you, I'll feed you what Glenn Cathy says. He says, when I try to, contact someone for the first time, I focus on their skills and their experience to show them I understand them. I go into detail to show that I not only read their profile, but I performed additional research whenever possible. That's one key element to showing people that you know what you're doing as a recruiter.
That's Of course you do that. It's got to be personal. Everyone goes through, all good recruiters go through that. I'm reaching out to some data scientists the last couple of days, and I'm actually starting off by telling them some machine learning folks. I'm telling them some machine learning jokes. And I've already looked at if they have code out there. I'll look at that. If they've got response, if they've been working answering questions on the community boards or forums, I'll talk about that. Whatever makes sense. I'll talk about what they even have on their Instagram account for pictures. Whatever makes sense for what I'm doing. It's very personal. It's like when you and I talk. It's always personal.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing. How do you what's your first method of contact? Email, phone, text? How do you get in touch with them?
Well, I prefer email. I've got pretty good responses from emails. Most everything else is kind of personally to me it's creepy. So I contact people the way I like to be contacted. And it's a kind of a soft approach through email.
What's in the subject line? Subject line.
Subject lines. I'll give you a good example from one I sent out yesterday. I said the subject line was, "May I call you directly?" That's what it says. Hear me out, boneheads. I said I'm looking for machine learning folks. DIRICHLET. And the opening line is frankly because your potential is latent and awaiting allocation. Just so you all know, LDA is a machine learning model. And if folks don't know it, then they're not really up on it.
Yeah, but all the subject line says is, "May I call you directly," right?
Directlet, DIRICHLET.
Oh,
Directlet,
it's a joke.
Directlet, it's a joke.
Uh-huh.
It's humor, and it works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how much time do you spend researching the guy's or the woman's, the person, all these communications and
it takes me about 20 to 30 minutes per person, yeah.
For each person. Don't talk to him. You talk to me, okay? I got to tell you, you were an inch away from getting kicked off the show. I just had enough. So what do you say to these?
Am I trembling? No, I'm not trembling.
Yeah,
okay,
you better
fine.
be. What do you say in the content to these people? What goes in the content?
It could be, I'll follow on the line of the joke. I mean, here's one. It's, bad machine learning, humor aside, do you think a greenfield machine learning engineering situation where you'll have to come up with innovative solutions for us to have a chance to turn around this American retail icon would be interesting. So then I go into, look, I notice you it seems like you've done this, you've done that. I notice all this stuff. Is this the kind of thing that you want to continue on doing? What do you like? What do you dislike about doing this? What are some of the things in this area that you haven't done that you would like to do? Let's chat and talk about it. And usually the humor and the nothing having to do with the out and out lies. I love your profile. I love your code. I love this. I love that. 17 exclamation points. Folks are honestly just not used to a direct, honest approach. And so that gets a pretty good response from me.
Levy,
Like, what's a pretty good response? 50%?
70 to 90 plus, depending on.
Wow.
Again, it's a little tougher now, because I'm now sourcing for Sears, and clearly that's the company has. I know I get a lot of drop offs or non-responses because it's from Sears. What the hell do I want to do with them? But folks, when you talk about for technical people in particular, greenfields, an open environment. We're doing I talk about some of the things that we're doing here project-wise, not job-wise, project-wise, and it's very, very detailed. It's the kind of detail you might see on patents, for example. And that's it.
Right.
I don't use the, where we're trying to reinvent and Uberize and disrupt and all that happy horse shit. Folks don't buy that because they get it from everywhere. I say, look, we have real challenges here. There's no doubt that, people don't view us the same way. But the underlying the technology transformation stuff, I know the tech stuff. I can talk about in a pretty good level of detail. I've spoken to enough people that say Amazons or Googles and Facebooks, so I know what their platforms are like there. And so I go into look. We're doing things that are not necessarily different, but the training wheels are off and the permissions are off. If you want something here that's really exciting, you want to do it. What are some of the things that would be not permissible where you are?
Let me ask you a question.
Would be permissible here.
Let me ask a question. Alan Fluhrer is an experienced recruiter. You can hear from the way he talks. He's a good communicator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, commanding voice.
He doesn't have an engineering degree like you, Steve. Nope. Is he capable of talking about the same stuff, taking the same approach as you, or is he going to be unable to recruit these people because he doesn't understand the technical stuff the way you do?
I know Alan, so I know how much time he puts into learning things. I've railed against people who simply buzzword wranglers, throw the words around without understanding the underlying stuff. Then there are people who put themselves into communities and really do learn this stuff.
That's absolutely essential, and I've been up at 3 a.m. calling somebody back east to help explain to me what these technologies are. And if you don't know what they are, you just be up front and say, now I don't quite understand this. Help me out. Is this something you do? And you learn it.
Cathy, are you saying that you could recruit for these same positions that Steve is recruiting for just as well as he can? He's an engineer and you're not?
But that's not a fair question. That's not a fair question. I'd have to
learn the industry, but yes, I could. When I work with Sally, I never knew what was going to be thrown at me.
You're asking the wrong question, Animal.
It's not a fair question. She can't do it today, but it would certainly take time, and if she wanted to, she could certainly study, learn, and then do it.
Completely agree.
How long would it take?
Could you, Animal?
Oh!
No.
Yes, you could. Okay, Animal, I'll give you some respect. Yes, you could, because you're not because it's not the tech. Okay, it's the opportunity. The tech is simply the technical items. Call it a financial analyst. Call it AI. Call it machine learning. Call it a manufacturing engineer. Call it an assembly line worker. That's the tech. I want to know what the challenge is. I already know what the challenge is that Steve can, the unique value the Sears opportunity brings. That's what Steve talks about, and that's what we all talk about when we know what the hell is going on.
No, Alan. He said,
yes.
Into nitty-gritty technical detail. He gets very involved in the technical stuff.
Well, his is a different technique. He has something other than, he has more to offer than I could. I mean, he understands that language. Doesn't mean I couldn't recruit successfully in that arena.
Right. Agreed. I think that's what she's saying.
And she may very well ask questions that Levy's too smart to ask.
No, believe me, I'm not too smart. I like asking dumb questions.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
No, I do.
I want to just talk to Michael G. Cox's comment. He said, well, over time, Cathy could do it. Cathy just said when she worked for Shally, she didn't know what she was going to get thrown at her from one search to the next. It wasn't like she had a year to study data science, okay?
The point is, Animal, you still sell the opportunity, the company, and different, broad things about the position, and learn more and more as you get deeper into
if you're hiring a recruiter, or you're setting up your own solo shop, so the point is, Cathy, you're saying you don't have to know what Steve knows. You don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to get real technical. You don't have to work for 5 years in the same field to become an expert like Michael G. Cox was implying. None of that stuff. You could get a different search every time and recruit for it just as well as Steve Levy, the engineer. That's what you're saying, right, Cathy?
No, I didn't say just as well. I said it would take me probably a longer time to learn the industry. But yes, I could do it.
How long?
It would probably take me a couple of weeks of intensive studying.
There you go. What you're saying is that generalists can do a good job. You don't have to have a super education.
It's just different. That's all it is. Steve's getting to roam on the road. Cathy's getting there through the mountains. I'm getting there on the river. And we all get to roam.
Really? Okay, so if someone calls you up and says, Alan Fluhrer, I got this very highly technical job. Have you ever worked in this field before? You'll say no. It's something you've never worked on, okay? You're willing to take that search, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to say, I don't know anything about this.
And I'll give you a great example. I got called by a client one time wanting me to do a search for a cracking furnace in the oil business. I didn't know what it was. Of course I said I could do it. It took me 48 hours to track down 3 people to talk to find out what the hell a cracking furnace was. I found out what it was, and within a week and a half, I'd already identified the companies in America that had them, and within 4 weeks, I had 3 candidates, and then we discovered the client couldn't pay what it was worth, so I cut him off.
Can I ask something, Animal? What makes you assume that Alan would say that he wants to do it? A lot of agencies, myself included, we know what we work in and what we don't. Oh. We don't say yes to every assignment. We're not here to prove that we can learn that just as fast as Levy could. Sometimes we say no because it's not what we do.
Give me an example, Jerry. Made up. Yeah, you can make it up if you want. Give me an example.
Company wants to know if I can help them hire an accountant. No, it's not what we do.
Right.
Really? If it was, hold on.
You need a made-up example like that?
Yeah. You won't work on accounting jobs no matter how good they are or how senior.
No,
right?
I'm busy with IT jobs. In the past, if you're trying to drag up that split placement we made in Vancouver. Dude, that was the dark days of the early Obama recession.
Okay,
we were grasping at any straw, and we pulled it off, didn't we?
Yeah.
You and me, buddy, together. We made it on the ark. But now, no, I don't. I'm not here to. We're not. This is why generalist recruiters typically are chasing their tail most of the time, agreeing to all sorts of crap out here.
Yeah.
I mean, could I recruit an accountant to prove to whoever that I could? Yes, I sure could.
Jerry,
I could probably even teach my mom how to recruit an accountant if that was my mission in life. But I'm busy.
Where I had to get for Shelley a CPA with a top secret clearance. Now, there's very few of those in the country. I ended up calling into D.C., into all the major offices, and I found someone who knew someone who did that exact thing. I mean, you don't need to know how to be a CPA, and you don't have to have a top secret clearance.
Okay, but Jerry just said he wouldn't take that job. Cathy, Jerry said he wouldn't take that job. I got to do an ad.
I'm busy. I'm busy.
Don't make
Would you take that job, Animal?
Which job?
Whatever you're saying that I wouldn't. Would you take it?
Hey, everybody.
That just tells me that you don't have any other customers. You don't have any long-term relationships. You don't have a history and a niche. You're out of business. You're out of business if you're taking that job order in Washington, D.C. for security-cleared CPA. You're out of business at that point.
Shally took it.
Yeah, and where's he? And where's he? He's not on this show anymore, is he?
He's
gone with the wind.
Yeah, he's been a guest. Don't put Shally down, okay?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
you are.
Shally accepting some search assignment doesn't mean anything to this conversation.
Sure it does. Shally's
I'm asking, would you take it, not Shally?
Boy, I'm glad I'm a guest on this show.
I wouldn't take something that was too far removed, that I thought I had to do a ton of learning on. I would say, look, I haven't worked this before. If you want me to work it, I will, but you're going to have to teach it to me from scratch, okay?
No.
That's what I tell them. I got to do an ad. Please don't make me block everybody, okay?
Block
me.
Everybody.
Ooh. Hey, everybody. PC Recruiter. Remember them? PC Recruiter. And you know what? Remember what I told you last week? Big or small, we fit them all. Big or small, we fit them all. You would expect to see someone say that in the men's clothing business, right?
Or in other businesses,
big
too.
Men, small men. Levy, don't bug me, please, okay? But it's true This is true in the ATS business as well. And I'm going to give you proof. PC Recruiter has lots of customers who are solo recruiters who make tons of money, not like the guests on my show. You can be a solo recruiter. You don't have to bill $1 million. You can just be a small timer, right? But they'll give you good service because they love you. Even if you're a little recruiter, they love you. They want to help you. If you're a big recruiter, they don't treat you impersonally. They love you too, okay? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right, okay? Because they do love you. Okay, so you check them out at PCRecruiter.net. PCRecruiter.net. Tell them Animal sent you. And while I'm at it, before I open the mics again, and I don't care if there's nobody there, I'm going to do an ad for HireTool as well. Everybody knows that HireTool, HireTual, is the hot new sourcing tool. And I've told you before that when I want to write an ad for the show for HireTool, I don't make the stuff up. I just go onto social media and see what the people are saying in the Facebook groups or on Twitter. And here's some examples. You paste a job description into it, and it creates a Boolean search string for you. It lets you source across multiple platforms like GitHub, Stack Overflow, Indeed, LinkedIn, all on the same page. It's more accurate than its major competitors when it comes to finding phone numbers and email addresses. And look, it's going to save you a lot of money. If you've got HireTool, all you need from LinkedIn is a $60 a month account. You don't need LinkedIn Recruiter. Nintran, he told me it'll save you $10,000 a year. And Rich Recruiting, a regular listener to this show, says if you're a recruiter and you're not using HireTool, shame on you, okay? So I don't want to make you feel guilty. Here's what I want you to do. Go to HireTool.com, HireTual, and check out their Chrome extension. It's free, okay? I got one more ad to do for PC Recruiter, but you know what? I'll do that later in the show. Back to the guests. I'm opening everybody up again. Is there anything we else have to say about Generalists? Cathy Mannis is arguing the Generalists it's a good way to work. Jerry says it isn't. It isn't. Okay.
Well, I think for a generalist, you have more to offer. I mean, there's more jobs to apply to as a recruiter or a sourcer.
More to offer, more to chase your tail after.
I know what you're saying. If you have in engineering and you're successful at it, go for it. But I think being flexible is kind of fun. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Animal. You and I had a conversation on this first time that I came on. It's Fink. Being a generalist, and I've been a generalist, it's going to be nerve-wracking. You are going to be working on so many different things, and you're going to be having so many different conversations in the course of a day that I don't think that you can have the level of effectiveness you would have if you're just trying to deep dive into something technical or doing a deep dive into recruiting nurses or deep diving into accountants. I really think that you're spreading yourself very thin and you're overworking yourself.
Thanks, Brian. I'll pick up on something else Cathy Mannis said. She called Washington. She got a referral for a candidate she was looking for. Steve Levy, you're sending out these emails to the data scientists. Do you get referrals? When they say no, what do you do? When they say, Steve, I'm not interested, what do you do?
One of the first things I do is I bring them back and say, hey, just like I said, look, if any friends of yours are in need of career advice, even if they aren't in data science, what have you, just let me know. I'll help them. That's just who I am. They'll give it a second, and that always gets more people to say, well, that's pretty cool. And I'll just do the pitch. Here's what I'm looking for. Who else comes your way? Who else comes to mind? Who should I be speaking to whom you admire? Who's the best person in this area that you've never met but you'd like to meet? I just get
so this is on email or the phone?
Well, that usually goes to email, but more often than not, it'll also go to phone. It might go to video. I hit them from all channels. It does whatever they prefer.
Okay.
Hey, Animal.
Yeah.
Shally is online waiting in the queue. He heard that we were asking about him. I would like to know what Shally's up to. That's all I've asked. I was simply asking about a friend I haven't heard about lately. Open his line up, see what he's up to.
Everything's open.
Hey, Animal.
Everything. Shally.
Shally here.
How's it going?
Shally.
Shally.
Hey, bud.
I heard you guys were talking smack about me.
That was.
Yeah, Jerry was.
Allegedly.
Jerry was.
Shally.
Shally, Jerry was saying that you were foolish for taking any kind of search that you were and throwing them at Cathy Mannis rather than focusing in one area.
I didn't say foolish, but the general theme is most recruiters should know when to say no and to not chase anything that comes across their path. That's all I'm saying.
True
That's
story.
a pretty well-known fact. I mean, but Animal like to spice it up a little bit.
I didn't spice it up.
Was Cathy a contractor, or was she?
Yeah. She was an employee of that company at the time. We were both, Cathy and I both worked for the same company. It's now long gone, and that was a different time.
Shally, you would not, if you were looking for data scientists or IT guys, and someone came to you with a search for an accountant, like you gave to Cathy, you wouldn't take that search today. Is that what you're saying?
That's not true.
I can find anyone.
Exactly.
I don't think that it's whether or not they can be found, or you have to have expertise in that industry to find them. I think I don't know the full story, but if I'm reading between the lines here, it seems like the opinion is that when you have a search firm, you should focus on a particular industry sector and be really good at it and master that domain. And I would completely agree with that. The most successful consultants and search firms that I work with that are my clients, they're the ones that dominate a market and have a very particular niche that they support. So that's one side of the argument. I don't know if it's whether or not they can be found. And in this particular case, Cathy was working with a client that had requested this. So it was a matter of, as I'm sure many of the folks out there in the search firm business can tell you, it was a matter of customer satisfaction, right? So we had to maintain this relationship with this client with whom we were doing other business, and it was kind of like doing this one for them, not as a favor because we're still getting paid, so certainly it wasn't a favor. And Cathy was getting paid, but it wouldn't have been something we would have sought after. So we didn't go out there drumming up the business.
So, Shally, you're agreeing with Jerry, being a generalist is not a good idea. Is that right?
He's not saying that. I think what he's saying is that being a specialist has advantages.
Huh? Right, but Animal, I'm also saying to drop what you're doing and chase an entirely different field, especially now that Shally's explained that it was a customer and they were already being paid to do all of these sourcing projects, isn't the same as an agency independent solo recruiter risking it all, rolling the dice on some new role. It's a whole different deal.
That's very different. I agree. That can be very foolish because in the time that it takes you to learn that business, you could have made a placement in a business that you already know if you're a solo operator or a small firm. And if you're in a large firm and you're developing a new market, then you have to take the investment and the risk to expand into that business. You have to learn it. You can't just, it's catch-22. What came first? You can't go to your customers and say, I know how to do this if you haven't done it in the past. So at some point, you gotta be the rookie and take your lumps. But I think what is being said is that you shouldn't be chasing after any opportunity just to try to make a buck because you're going to end up spreading yourself too thin.
You have a good question you think the audience would be interested in hearing?
Sure. Let me ask you a question. How do you turn a client down? How do you fire a client? How do you tell them, no thanks, I'm not going to do that for you?
We've all had to go to clients and say, look, this is not working, or this is not working out for these reasons. You can see we're both we're not, neither of us are miserable. With it. We're both miserable. It's not working out. I want to stay your friend. I'll help you transition out, but it's best for both of us at this point to move past this. What's it called? What's the word called? Mo, what's the word? Oh yeah, honesty.
Isn't it easier to just agree to like a real low fee and then just slink away and never call them again? Doesn't that help everybody else out?
No, that's not. I think if anything, you go the other way and ask for a really high fee and hope that they go away.
Hey guys,
okay, I've been doing it all wrong then. Sorry, guys.
Clearly.
You know what? I feel like this is one of those Rock and Roll Hall of Fame celebrations where you got a bunch of superstars on the same stage and you don't know what to talk about. I mean, look at everybody here.
Yeah, and only one of us is being paid.
Boy, Jerry, doesn't that...
I want to know who
go ahead.
Me out. Who was it, Animal, that said that I was in the wind? Who said that I was gone with the wind?
Me. I was only saying that to find out what you've been doing lately.
You know what I've been doing?
It's surfaced.
I've been slaving away in my basement, coming up with new LinkedIn hacks to try to defeat the most recent obstacles that they put up for us.
Sweet.
That's
so
what
at
I've been
least
doing.
I asked the question that brought you out of the woodwork. You're welcome, everybody.
Can I ask Steve a question?
Who's this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Jeremy Roberts. Okay, so Steve.
Hi, Jeremy. We got all the superstars here.
So Steve has all the skills, right, to be a really good third-party, contingency or retained recruiter,
so
right?
They
You can do contract recruiting. And so what has led your choice to be a consultant and contractor versus having a third-party search firm? Because I think you could do either. What has led you this direction versus the other?
I like the fact from a corporate standpoint, I can get to know people. I can get to know the strategies at a deeper level. I can have a greater impact on day-to-day operations. I guess that's it's a core element of being an engineer. I like to see how things are built from the inside out, and it just seems to have worked that way. And quite frankly, I'm a shy person. I'm an introvert, like all of us are here. And so, making cold calls is just something that's anathema to me. I don't like doing it.
You don't know how to get business. Is that what you're saying, Steve?
I'm just pulling your leg. Everyone here, but you knows it, right?
No. Maybe you don't know how to bring in business. Don't you? Do you know how to do business development?
I do. It's what I do every day. I do it. The nice thing about all of us who've been in the industry for long enough, we've kind of survived the ups and downs, and our model of business development is to be out there in the community and interact with people and just the way that Nin became part of the recruiting community. He remembers what it was like last year. And he took a different approach, became part of the community.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Expanded.
I didn't understand anything you said to Jeremy Roberts. I didn't understand a word.
Let me add a after every sentence.
And I don't want to talk about that.
Translation. No a. I have a song for the show. I want to sing "I Am a Lumberjack and I Am Okay."
Wow.
Okay.
I think
okay, maybe not.
Okay, Shally, anything we should say to you, or should we let you go?
You can say whatever you want. Next time you want to invoke me, though, you can call me directly.
Shally.
I didn't invoke. It's like invoking
God.
Shally,
I'll do it. I have your number, Shally.
Gary knows how to do it.
I have your number. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, Steve, what do you want to talk about? We're almost done. I've got a whole slew of questions. Everything went off. What about counteroffers, Steve? How do you handle a counteroffer?
The same way. This is the offer. Be straight with me, Animal. Are you taking this job because of the love of the job or because of the money? What is it going to be?
Love of the money?
If you're taking the job because the money is so high, firstly, I'm going to tell them right from the beginning what they're going to be paid here, or at least a range of it. And if they get a number that's well outside the range, I'm going to wish them good luck. I hope you're happy. Here's my cell phone number. Let's have a beer. I'll buy you a beer for your new job. And at that point, I'm going to start to recruit them again for the next time. At counteroffer, it's all about what they, and I think Brian Fink may have spoken about it at some other time. Jerry has said this at other points. Early on in the process, you can identify what their key reasons
I don't know
for
what
taking
you're
a new
talking
job
about.
are.
Okay, let me ask another question. Let me ask another question.
Did I not say A enough?
Okay.
Okay,
let me ask another question.
Okay, no problem.
Look, we're
ask
almost
me another
done.
question,
we're almost done. Just let me get something out. You know what? Let me ask a question. Get a straight answer. Okay. This is a zoo. It's shameful what's going on here today.
Recruiting animal, and you're saying it's a zoo. Does that make sense? You're the recruiting animal, and you're saying it's a zoo. You should feel at home here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't. It's too crazy. Okay. Here's what you're
roses are red. Roses are red. Violets are blue.
Last question.
I'm schizophrenic, and so am I. Thank goodness.
I have a question.
What's the question? What's your question?
Hi, Steve Levy. It's Janet Dwyer. Hi, Maureen.
Hey, Dwyer.
Hi, Janet. Hi, everyone. Hey, guys. How are you? Since you only have a minute or so left, Steve, tell us about a great place that you've been hiking that we should all try to get to.
No, I'm not interested in that. We're going to do a show question. A show question.
Let's do a show question. I guess the question is, have I ever run into someone on a hike that I turned into a career discussion? And the answer is absolutely.
Smart.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Absolutely. Because I know they like
And
doing the things that I like to do.
Did
Steve,
you place them?
Steve, I've got a question for you. Okay, you're
Yes,
doing
okay,
recruiting.
Finally, it's
right
been
away.
An hour. You finally have your first question. Thank goodness.
Look, right away you've got a candidate right off the bat. Hiring manager says, and you think it's a great candidate, and you don't think you're going to find anybody else necessarily any better, and you think you might lose this person if you don't move on them right away. Hiring manager says, look, we just started the search. I want to see more people. What are you going to do?
I'll say straight up, if we don't get this person interviewed and some sort of dispensation in the next 2 weeks, we're going to lose hell or high water. Is that what you're willing to do? Simple as that.
And if they say yeah, the hiring manager says yes,
then I will relay that information onto the person and let them know what the story is.
And you'll just continue the search.
Absolutely.
And what if you're on a contingent basis? You're recruiting as an external recruiter. What should the external recruiter at that point cut out?
She should say, "Kiss my ass" to the client.
Yeah, right.
That's when you fire the client. Exactly.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie.
I think you should do the ad for PC Recruiter.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't care if anyone interrupts. I'm not going to block everybody. Hey, everybody. Last week, Jerry told me that I shouldn't get too technical in these ads, okay? If I start using big words, he says people are just going to tune me out. And you can hear he's snoring right now. I don't even have to use a big word. So if Jerry says something, right, he's the common man.
Marty uses big words. You don't.
Yeah,
Marty
likes
uses very big words. He loves big words.
Yeah, okay. Well, he sent me some big words, and I was repeating them, and Jerry said, don't talk to us like that, right? So, you know what? Instead of using that term about semantic search or whatever, I'm just going to tell you that PC Recruiter has super search capability. Super search. Is that good enough for you? Well, look at that. Some idiot's got all the noise in the background there while I'm trying to run the show. Okay, anyway, PC Recruiter. They've got this new form of text search that makes PC Recruiter one of the strongest document search tools in the world, okay? So, as I said, no technical terms, super search, super search, super search. PC Recruiter's got it.
Did you say technical terms or technical terms? No. What did you say?
Technical.
Oh, technical.
But you know what?
Because it'll be pretty ballsy if you said technical.
Steve, the main point is even Jerry can understand super search, okay? I don't have to talk about semantic search or anything like that.
Super searcher.
Yeah.
Super searcher.
Can I say one more thing?
Of course.
Go ahead.
Okay, finally, just next on the 15th, next week on the 15th at 12 noon, Anthony Ernesto and I are doing a new show called New York HR at NEWYAWKHR. It's going to be New York. We're going to talk, this is like bada bing. We're going to talk about stuff from the street level. You don't like your policy and procedure.
Are you going to be there?
We're going to have you go meet Jimmy Hoffa. You got a fucking problem with that? No problem. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to use the bad words. Hey, but this is New York HR. Bada bing. Next, look for it at Twitter at New York YAWKHR.
That's so Janet, are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there.
If I was there, I'd be there too.
No, it's going to be online. Don't worry. You'll be able to watch it. It'll be Tony and I with a bada bing.
Yeah?
Bada bing.
Yeah, bada bing.
Bada bing.
We'll call it the HR Fathers. That's what it is. Hey, you Stunad. You don't take. You don't
I know what that means. I'm from Cincinnati. I'm married to Brooklyn. What are you kidding?
I know. You don't take my offer. You don't take my offer. I break your legs.
Yeah.
So that's New York HR.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
You want to turn it? Yeah. You don't like being interviewed? Forget about it. Okay. And so, is there some sort of closing for the show that you like to do there, Animal? Some sort of song or something like that? Now.
Here's my closing for the show. I'm never having you on again because when you come on, I lose money. I can't bill anybody for this.
You have the largest audience. You have a large audience now. Don't you get that?
Show's over.